Wow, what a cool plane. I sure hope its structural integrity is good enough to handle moderate to high G-forces. God, dude, I hate this plane. I hate this plane. God. Oh, I hate it. 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 I hate this plane. It's actually been a pretty long time since War Thunder has brought out the rage in me, but the Sea Meteor managed to do it. That last clip you just watched was the moment I decided I didn't want to play it anymore, which really is kind of a shame because the Sea Meteor is actually really good. It's just, it rips so easily that it makes it unfun. You gotta be so careful with your control inputs. You can literally just only be pulling elevator at like 670 kilometers an hour and your wings fall off, and it's really infuriating. But ignoring all that, what exactly is the Sea Meteor? The Sea Meteor Mk.3 is basically an upgrade to the base meteor you get in game. And of course, it being a sea meteor means it can take off and land on an aircraft carrier. So something that I really like about the Sea Meteor is that you get 4 nose-mounted Hispano Mark 5s. Yeah, I know, they can be kind of inconsistent guns sometimes, but being all mounted in the nose and you get them converged properly on a target, that target's gonna be just obliterated. Not to mention the aiming is pretty easy as well, because like I said, they are nose-mounted. Now, regarding the performance of the Sea Meteor, it's actually really good. I know I showed all those clips in the beginning of me ripping my wings off and getting mad at it, but if you can avoid doing that, this thing kinda is a monster sometimes. But why do I say that? Well, there's a few reasons. First off, this thing is a meteor after all, so you do have that crazy turn performance despite it not being as good as the Meteor F3. You can just about outrate and outturn everything you're gonna face. 1v1 you can win against just about anything except maybe an Su-11 pilot who knows what they're doing. Actually, I take that back. I forget you can see 8.3 in this thing, so there are a few planes there I would be pretty scared of. However, I don't think I've really got many full up tiers to 8.3, if any at all. It seems like most games are 7.7 matches, which is honestly fine. At the worst, you're gonna see F-84Gs, LA-200s, and of course, Su-11s. And hell, the LA-200 I think is at 7.3, and the Su-11's at 7.0, which is a lower BR than you. So I guess the planes to be actually nervous about in up tiers are LA-15s, maybe the first Mk.3 A5 Sabres, but like I said, I haven't really got many of these 8.3 up tiers, which is pretty nice. Okay, I actually got a little bit off track there, so back to flight performance. One more thing that gives this plane an advantage are its engines. It's got a pretty solid amount of thrust for this battle rating, giving you the upper hand in most scenarios. You climb really well, you accelerate really well, which is, of course, very nice to have, and of course you do hold energy pretty well too. However, there are a couple of drawbacks to this thing. Now, of course, I've already talked about the wing ripping problem this plane has, but there is one other standout issue with this thing, and that would be the roll rate, and lesser so the controls in general. Sometimes I feel like this plane is pretty sluggish through maneuvers. Not really sluggish enough to really cause any problems, but it's just more of a feel thing. And like I said, the roll rate is subpar, so defensive flying is really tricky with this, especially when trying to navigate the problem of ripping your wings off constantly. But that slow roll rate is kind of just a characteristic of meteors anyway. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Your top speed isn't that great either. In down tiers, yeah, it's pretty good, but in an up tier, you're not outrunning nothing. Especially when half your games are full of F-84Bs and F-84Gs. And of course, I'm gonna say it again, when you're at that top speed, try not to turn at all, because you'll rip. So, when it comes to how I play this plane, I'm flying one or two ways. The first being I'm trying to take targets of opportunity, which is the easy way, and usually that ends up with me above everybody, which is very nice, but of course I usually rip my wings off. The other is just full send. Fly directly toward the enemies, take risky head-ons and pull off, try and fight the first person I see, but I mainly started doing that when I actually got fed up with ripping my wings off in this thing. Hell, even sometimes when I was being careful, using my air brake a lot, slowing down, I would still find a way to rip the wings off. So I kinda just like gave up on playing this thing anymore. But that's okay because there's like a million other planes in this game. Anyway, here's some gameplay. Enjoy. Gotta make sure I don't rip. God! F-89. Okay. F-84. Okay. Yes. Keep doing that. Very nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not good. They did just nerf the shit out of those guns, so I think can actually kind of turn. Okay. Now, if I can roll under him, maybe do like this, we'll slot in behind him. That way. Oh. Oh. Aimers. That could have been really cool, but it was not. Okay. Well, Screwed that up completely. I mean, I can outturn all these guys, but it's just getting all of these guys to actually start turning with me. Well, let's start raid fighting. Maybe the F-84 will join. Let me stay out of the guns here. Stay out of the guns here. Now maybe we win this. Maybe. Just don't get your guns on here. We're good. Okay. The Oregons can turn pretty well, it seems. I think I've used it like once. The F-84G will lose all its speed very quickly. That guy pulled off. See, I think he sees what's happening here. Eventually I'll get this F-84 though. Just make sure no one else rolls up. There we go. Now, the Oregon. That guy said bruh in chat. I don't know what he was expecting. That was almost bad. Now, see if we can stay up a little longer than he does. Whoa. Here we go. Ah. That's a little hit, a little fire. No hits there. There we go. See, that was a fun fight. Need more of that to happen. Okay, so even though I did a lot of shitting on this plane today, it's still really good, I just don't really like it. To be honest, I really wanted to like it because it is really good. It's just that thing with the wing ripping is, very annoying. If it wasn't for that, it would probably be one of the better 7.3s in the game. Hell, even with that, it probably still is one of the better 7.3s in the game. Remember in the very beginning of the video, when I was raging about ripping my wings off, that very last clip where I was laughing maniacally was exactly when I decided I never wanted to touch this plane again. Hell, I don't know if any of y'all been playing this game long enough, but do y'all remember when this plane would be going against like the F-80C and the F-2H Banshee over Hokkaido? I remember being so scared of the sea meteors in my F-80 and F-2H. I didn't have this thing back then, so I don't know if there were any flight model changes at all. I doubt there were. I'm pretty sure this thing had ripping problems back then too. But back then I feel like I saw these things all the time, but in my experience now playing this thing, not that many other people played them. I guess people got a little fed up with ripping their wings off like me. But if you want my genuine opinion on this plane, it is really good. I just can't stand playing it because of the wings. But hey, there's always the Israeli NF-13. I'd rather play that, even if it has those atrocious wing-mounted guns. Alright, that's gonna be it for me today. What do you think about the Sea Meteor? Do you think it's worth playing even though it rips its wings off constantly? Let me know in the comments. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.